What's going on, folks? I'm just tagging some people. How was y'all day? Yamalay was good. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Well, everybody else said out there in the world. I got 3 people commenting right now. Y'all go ahead and post something over here. Let me know. Let me know y'all getting what I'm putting out here. Can you hear me? How's the clarity? What's up? So I'm gonna go ahead and invite y'all to come aboard for the time being. Yeah. What's good, Kenya? Yeah, so we're gonna talk about whatever's out here in the media space today. Pretty free flowing topic. Y'all see the rules. Check the caption. You see, we're talking about accountable masculinity. We got to set some rules, right? And first thing we're gonna do is define them. And if there's anybody out there interested in coming on the panel, now's the time. Just go ahead and let me know what's going on, and you know, come join the discussion. I know Kenya wanted to get in here before. Call me. I see you who on here. Check the caption. You see, we're talking about accountable masculinity. We got to check the caption. You see, we're talking about accountable masculinity. We got to check the caption. You see, we're talking about accountable masculinity. We got to. Sorry about that. Got my own audio up. So I'm just gonna read off some stuff that's on my timeline, man. I ain't gonna take up too much of y'all time today, you know. And I want to give people a chance to see a couple things that I've been seeing online and have a discussion about what we think makes sense and what doesn't. So I saw a couple videos recently where it was very interesting to see the take on like certain topics, right? Like Kendra G has, you know what I'm saying, her singles podcast and live videos, and it's pretty good. And I saw something the other day that was pretty disturbing. So I'm gonna let this video play and we're gonna, you know what I'm saying, watch together and then come up with our own understanding and have a discussion about it. I'm getting ready to share my screen with you, and we're gonna get ready to sit down and watch something together. Share the screen. So the background on this is that her 10-year-old son is calling Kendra G's singles live to find a man for his mother. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna let it rock from here.
Hello? Hi. Hey, girl. Hey, you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Go ahead. Oh, let's go. This is my first time ever being on this my 10-year-old child. This is your hair. The 10-year-old child put you on my child? Oh my God. I need somebody, and I need a man to take care of my mom. Okay, wait, go back to your son. So you are trying to find your mom again? Yeah, so he can take care of me and my mom. So you take care of you and your mother? Mm-hmm. Where your daddy at? Oh, my daddy, he really don't take care of me like that. He only buy me games. He what, baby? He only buy me games and stuff. He buys you games. Mm-hmm. So now you want to find a new daddy? Yeah. They can take care of me. They can take care of you. All right, so you making it clear this is a soft request for his mama, and you got to be able to take care. If that was just you and your mama, you got any brothers and sisters? Yes, ma'am. But I got a brother. He's in Atlanta. He's 21. He's 21. Oh, okay. Oh, you telling all the different business. No, oh, you telling all the different business. What? Now, is this his Facebook page or this is your Facebook page? This is my Facebook page. Now, you know it's real with your son, who is 10 years old. I know. Facebook. Now, are you familiar with my show before I ask you these questions? Uh-huh. Are you not familiar? What's your name, baby? I'm Jackie. Jackie, where are you from? I'm Jackie. A Jackie? Uh-huh. A Jackie, where you from? Mobile. But
I got to stop right here. So I need to back up because I need to understand this part. Early into it, we're gonna go back to about 10 seconds in. Matter of fact, just watch it from the beginning. How about that? Because I need y'all to understand that why is a 10-year-old in this position? These are just questions I have. You can take from that whatever you want to, but I'm playing it from the beginning again because we only went in the first minute and 40 seconds, and I'm gonna let it go.
Hello? Hi. Hey, girl. Hey, you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Go ahead. Let's go. This is my first time ever being on this my 10-year-old child. This is your hair. The 10-year-old child put you on my child? Oh my God. I need somebody, and I need a man to take care of my mom. Okay, wait, go back to your son. So you are trying to find your mom a man? Yeah, so he can take care of me and my mom. So you take care of you and your mother? Mm-hmm. Where your daddy at? Oh, my daddy, he really don't take care of me like that. He only buy me games.
Why is she laughing?
He what, baby?
Why
is she laughing? Games and stuff. He buys you games. Mm-hmm. So now you want to find a new daddy? Yeah. They can take care of me. They can take care of you. All right, so you make it clear this is a soft request for his mama, and you got to be able to take care. If that was just you and your mama, you got any brothers and sisters? Yes, ma'am. But I got a brother. He's in Atlanta. He's 21. He's 21. Oh, okay. Oh, you telling
Facebook page.
Now you know it's real with your son who is 10 years old.
I know.
Facebook. Now, are you familiar with my show before I ask you these questions? Are you not familiar? What's your name, baby?
You ever had to take your glasses off so you can see?
Jackie. Where you from?
Jackie.
A Jackie? A Jackie. Where you from?
Mobile. But I'm from
Mobile.
I'm from Trinidad. But I live in Mobile, Alabama.
How old are you?
41.
And this is your only child, 10 years old?
I got two, 21 and 10.
Okay, same dad? Two different fathers? Two dads. What you do for a living?
I'm a phlebotomist.
Okay, phlebotomist. What's your birthday and zodiac sign?
I'm a Virgo, September the 18th.
Okay. Virgo.
Virgo, stand up.
Ashanti?
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Ashanti? They say, can't do these names. Y'all know I can't pronounce this name. Damn. I don't mess up a name. I've been doing this since kindergarten, so that's just what I do. I apologize. It's no disrespect. But I do simple names like Tim, Jim, Kenny, Craig. Y'all be coming in here with,
Well, it's an African name, so I don't know.
I know, but I mean, you right, but I'm from America. What you want me to do?
That's fine.
Man, I was born in Connecticut. That's what's up. Jackie, Alabama, 41. I said it hard again.
No, you did.
Girl, this girl right here. This woman right here, Tom. What kind of man you looking for?
I just want somebody to be honest. Just be honest. I mean, I can maintain and I love the word. I have to try to work it, but just be honest. You don't have to lie all the time. Everything going to not requires a lie. Just be honest. You know?
The last guy you dated lied?
Lie, 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 lie.
What was the lie? What did you find out?
It's just the burden is like, I don't like selfishness, and he was selfish. That's my son's father. So he got to get put out. He was just too selfish to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't like selfishness. I make him like confused why it was okay for him to be selfish. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you want
Just
okay, why was okay for selfish? Okay.
yeah.
So any more deal breakers besides being selfish and a liar?
I just want to be some person, as you know, my son wants somebody to be there for us. You know what I'm saying? Just embrace us. My son understands his child's place. I stay my place. I'm a go-getter. I'm a grinder. I'm a worker. I can, I can't say myself. Yeah.
You can get freaky with it.
You put the back.
I want to pause it right here because the words that are about to be spoken are not mine. They're hers. And you already see how crazy this has to go. My man, Bill, hey, shout out to my man, Antonio Billings. Hey, appreciate you tuning in. He says that mental health issues in the mother, maybe. I won't say no. You know what I'm saying? I think everything is on the table at this point. The minute you got 10-year-olds trying to find you a mate and acting more entitled and having the same lines that his mother would say, and probably just not saying, he's just speaking exactly what he's heard her say probably. But I'm going to let you guys hear it for yourself because it doesn't get better. Nothing that starts off with a 10-year-old son and a single, in a singles meeting group, I guess, or singles live rather on Kendra G's page ends well. It can't. Let's go.
Mama want to talk dirty. You want to hurry up, right? Yeah, okay.
Go in the back top. Okay. Now, kids.
Yeah, I'm listening, girl.
I can't
I
let
can
this up.
suck, I can spit a dick. Yeah, I can tell you. I'm telling you. You asked me. I'm telling you. You know,
Wait a minute, okay? Give me a second.
Okay.
I wasn't.
You want to be prepared? Okay.
I wasn't ready.
Okay.
I wasn't ready for you to break it down. So I was
Okay. All right.
But
clean. I'm a good girl. What is that for the bedroom part? I got you. I can do it. I can whine. I can twerk. I can bounce. I can, you name it, I can do it. I got it though. You know what I'm saying? I just, I gotta put it all there, but I'm like that lady, don't go to church on Sunday, but after church, you go down in the den.
You gotta get in.
I get in there.
I know you get the word. You gonna keep the mouth going with the word.
Oh man, that was a lot, and we still got another 5 minutes and probably 49 seconds of this video, right? And you already heard her advertise herself for advertising her sexual prowess, I guess you could say, or whatever she's, you know what I'm saying that she brings to the discussion. But again, these things never get better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna let you decipher for yourself what you think you see. And my man Chris, hey, shout out to Chris from across the table. You know what I'm saying? He said, "What did I just watch, brother? We are still trying to find out, and that's why we're finna keep going now."
Thank you. Yeah.
Praise him, I think maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's a prayer moment or not. It could be a sinner. It could be a repent moment. We have it right now. I'm not sure. Either way, thank you, Jesus. Let's keep going. All right. So, does he gotta be in Alabama?
No, please don't.
All right. What's the age range you want to take?
Huh?
What is the age range?
Okay, I'll do like 35 to 45.
35 to 45.
Yeah.
You have kids already?
That's fine. Because anyone here wants to be my life, they gotta set me on mine. So if they got kids, I'm open for that. That's fine.
Does he have to look a certain way?
Cause I don't want the big belly. You know what I mean? The big belly things. You know that too much stomach. Just tone it down. Like too much stomach. You know, no big belly. No big belly.
Okay.
You know, like a 200 pounds supposed to be. You know, that's decent enough. But the big belly thing, and you can't have no stomach more than I do. That's what I'm saying.
No more stomach. Okay. This is all right. They asking for it, girl. You know stomach. Here we can. We gotta see your full body.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, hold on.
Oh, I want my mama. The whole time. You heard what your mama was saying?
Look, he's back. Stay tuned. You need to focus on this part.
No, but I want my mama to have a dark-skinned, black, beautiful man. And I want him, he needs to know how to cook and drive and everything. Take me to school every morning. Work and stuff like that. Okay. Okay. Look at that beautiful black woman right there. Look at that. What you say? You gotta look at that beautiful black woman right there.
We got to come back. I got to run it back. Y'all got to get the same thing that I gave myself when I got here. And it was damn near an anxiety attack. I'm going to run it back, and I'm not going to interrupt. I'm just going to let it play.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, I want my mama. You heard what your mama was saying? No, ma'am. But I want my mama to have a dark-skinned, black, beautiful man. And I want him, he needs to know how to cook and drive and everything. Take me to school every morning. Work and stuff like that. Okay. Okay. Look at that beautiful black woman right there. Look at that. What you say? You gotta look at that beautiful black woman right there. Yes, ma'am. Look at that beautiful queen. If your son don't hype you up like him, you gotta get his son. But wait, go back to your son for 1 second. What would things this man got to do? You say you gotta take you to school every day. Yeah, he gotta take me to school. He gotta treat me right. He gotta buy me like most of the Jordans. It make me looking at fleet. We gotta go visit Florida, Jamaica. We gotta go visit everywhere. We gotta be nice. At least have a little bankroll on them and let me cash on that.
I apologize, Cancer. I apologize, okay?
What are you apologizing for? What could you possibly be apologizing for at this point? There's a 10-year-old on a live about singles that has better requirements than his own mother for a man. Can't make it up. And he got to be beautiful. He told him, look at this beautiful queen. He is auctioning his mother off. What type of decisions were made that put you in a situation like this? Like, I can't even imagine the life choices that had to take place. How many yes, no's, maybes, whys. You just tell some people don't have no friends, because why would you make the decisions that put you in a situation where your 10-year-old is trying to auction you off on a social media live for dating? And she was more so focused on calling the last man selfish. Man, they ain't got no code.
Apologize, everyone. I'm sorry. I apologize. I put my heart out. Listen, we got a few more questions. Okay. You're not answering this stuff. So, say your name for me one more time. Ashaki. Okay. What was your last relationship? Ooh. 3 years? Okay. Now, I don't know. I want you to answer this question because you was real graphic. You don't have to answer. Okay. I would like for you to answer. Okay. When was the last time you was intimate with someone? What, 3 years ago? You haven't had sex in 3 years? Yeah. Oh, wow. The way you were talking, I thought you 3 days, 3 hours, 3 minutes ago. No, Kendra?
Look, Kendra was throwing some shade back. Let me just call that what it is. She was tired of it, and she had to play along. And sometimes you got to laugh with somebody just so you can finish something. I ain't laughing, but we're gonna finish it.
I don't want nobody to tap on this like this. Nobody can just get a tap in my little juice box. No. That juice box got a lot of respect. I clean her, I keep her tight. So she's styling right now, okay? I'm telling you for real.
I protect that.
What you say?
I said I protect that.
What? Look, it made me skip. I'm mad.
Hello?
We got to go all the way back. Hold up. It made me mad when I heard that. I'm gonna get this call back up. My bad. We gonna watch this part again because we need to lead in. It upset me. Oh no.
Yeah, he gotta take me to school. He gotta treat me right. He gotta buy me like most of the Jordans. It make me looking at fleet. We gotta go visit Florida, Jamaica. We gotta go visit everywhere. We gotta be nice. At least have a little bankroll on them and let me cash on that.
I apologize, Cancer. I apologize, okay? I apologize. Everyone, I'm sorry. I apologize. I put my heart out. Listen, we got a few more questions. Okay. You're not answering this stuff. So, say your name for me one more time. Ashaki. Okay. What was your last relationship? 3 years?
Okay. Now I don't know how you. I want you to answer this question because you was real graphic. You don't have to answer.
Okay.
I would like for you to answer.
Okay.
When was the last time you was intimate with someone?
What, 3 years ago?
You haven't had sex in 3 years?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. The way you was talking, I thought you 3 days, 3 hours, 3 minutes ago.
No, Kendra. I don't want nobody to tap on this like this. Nobody can just get a tap in my little juice box. No. That juice box got a lot of respect. I clean her, I keep her tight. So she's silent right now, okay? I'm telling you for real.
I protect that.
What'd you say?
I said I protect it. That's mine until I see that man deserves it. That's mine. I protect that.
Kendra.
You protect? Yeah, I protect it. Nobody gonna hit that until I say so.
Kendra. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kendra. Kendra, I apologize. Everyone, I apologize.
Nobody gonna hit that until he says so.
Kendra, I apologize. I apologize. Everyone,
The boy said he
apologize.
protect
For
that.
real, I apologize.
Okay, we down to the final question, baby.
Okay.
So, why do you think you're single?
Because a lot of people be thinking I'm mean and stuck up and I wouldn't get nobody a try. But if you don't approach me, how you gonna know if I'm mean or I'm.
She thinks the reason that she's single is because other people think she's mean. Not the 10-year-old trying to help her find a husband. Not the 10-year-old that says that all he does is buy me games. Not that. You know, they threw his daddy away because he wasn't getting what he wanted or whatever. Y'all see my eyes? That's like, it's hard to see how people got in these type of situations, fam. Like, nah, fam. Hold on. Let me run it back just a hair. I want to get right here.
Because a lot of people be thinking I'm mean and stuck up and I wouldn't get nobody a try. But if you don't approach me, how you gonna know if I'm mean or I'm stuck up? I'm not stuck up. You talk to me.
Ooh, child.
I know, right?
Yeah, my phone call is not working, so let me just get to this. Real quick, why would God be lucky if he was here?
I'm beautiful. I'm a good mom. I'm a good woman. I'm not a girl. I got a good woman. And I got some qualifications. I really do.
Okay. Yeah. All right, baby girl, give them your Facebook page.
It's AISHA. Moses, MOSES. Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Moses.
Okay. Well, remember, her son gave you the requirements that matter most, so make sure you can adhere to his list.
Okay.
All right, Mama.
All right, thank you, Kendra. Bye, everybody. Thank y'all. Sorry for that.
All right.
My brother, it's good to see you.
Greetings, sir. How are you?
I don't know, man. I'm healing. Look.
Oh my God. What in the blue heaven did you just put us through?
Hey, you know, I feel like sometimes when I post stuff on my timeline, people don't get it. They don't see it. I know I post a lot. And I post in a certain type of frequency just so I can figure out what time of day I get the most reactions and stuff. I really be doing like analytics, you know what I'm saying? But when I posted this after I had watched it, because Unc sent it to us, you know what I'm saying, in the Accountable Masculinity chat.
Am I in that one?
I think so. No, you might
Okay.
not be. You might not be in that one.
Okay.
But I actually meant to send this to you anyway because I wasn't sure if you saw
I'm in the elevated dialogue group chat.
Yeah.
I'm in that one. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I saw this. Unc told me to check it out, see what my reaction is. Most time when he says me something, I gotta wait till I get home to look at it because he gonna send me something that he knows is gonna get a reaction out of me, and I have to process it a few times before I actually, you know what I'm saying, like sit down and say, okay, let's talk about it. Let's do some content with it. But as you watch this, tell me how you was processing it and
First of all,
like, just give me what you got on it.
First of all, little dude should be in bed. Little dude should be in bed. It's a school night. What are you doing up? Go to sleep. Even if it ain't a school night, what you doing in grown folks' business? You understand what I'm saying? That was the first thing. The second thing is what you were saying about how somebody could get into that type of circumstance. And I'll tell you how. Some dude who was frivolous with his seed shot the club up.
Man.
And now you have this.
Look.
And you know what, Vic? I'm going to go on a small little rant.
Ran away, sir. Ran away.
That's not his fault.
It's not.
It's his responsibility to change it, but it's not his fault. Because up until maybe about 5 years ago, it just became okay for men to actually understand the responsibility of having the spark of life. We are just now getting it. We are just now understanding that banging a bunch of women is not the move. It's really not. It's really not. Building a legacy and being more than what your predecessors were. That's what it's supposed to be. We just now got this. And I think I'm gonna just leave it at that, man. We weren't taught how important our seed was. Like we really weren't. And now you're seeing the ramifications.
You know what? There's always somebody that comes along with something that's very, very simple, makes sense in conversation, but it becomes profound when it starts being repeated in the right, you know what I'm saying, a situation, right? And the piece that you mentioned about, just becoming aware about the power of your own seed and why you should be able to, you know what I'm saying, like be responsible with it, why you have to be responsible with it is because of situations like that, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to find a way to have real vision about what you really, really want out of life. Because if you don't, you're going to be a slave to your emotions, you know what I'm saying? Without preparing for consequence and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So when I see videos like that, it makes me wonder, like I was saying during the course of the video, and I'm asking it now, when you start reverse engineering how a person got to a particular point in life, they had to make certain choices in order to be in the muck of where they are. You know what I'm saying? Good, bad, or indifferent. You know what I'm saying? Every tier of progress has some level of muck to it. You know what I'm saying? A hard part you're trying to figure out, need some more information, kind of like trapped in a, you know what I'm saying, you plateau, maybe not necessarily trapped, but plateau. You need, you know what I'm saying, another catalyst to get you going or whatever. So like we've had a lot of conversations about the influence of a mother on a son specifically. You know what I'm saying? And you're able to see this situation, and even though you've been hard on yourself in private and in public about where you are and where you're going and how long it took you to get there, hopefully a video like this will let you know at least I didn't have that start point. And that's no shade to anybody else that may have had that start point. It's just that it goes to show you how diverse it is when you take a piece of the puzzle away that's designed to rear children into accountable adults, right?
It's like you have to make it important again. It has to
And
be. It has to be important. Creation starts with us. Without a seed, there is no garden. A seed has to be planted, watered, nurtured, and grown. It starts with us. That, that in itself should make it important. None of this happens out here unless we frivolously let go of our seed. None of this. But that's me living in a utopian world where everything isn't over sexualized. You muted, bro.
we'll take a small moment right now to highlight, elevated dialogue, because we can run this in the mud. We're gonna talk about it a little bit more because there's a lot of elements in that video that impact the way, what I'm saying, we see each other. Depending on what phase in life a person sees something like that. That's completely normal to him. Like you highlighted before,
And that's what's scary.
it's so scary. You know what I'm saying? So like, and I know eventually we're gonna get this. I want to have a very, very good conversation about a video like that. There's plenty of stuff out there shaming things. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we're gonna get some humor out of anything. Uh, either humor or pain is gonna give you a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're on the sidelines or you experiencing it firsthand, those two of the greatest teachers in life. You know what I'm saying? Pain and embarrassment. You know what I'm saying?
Pain and embarrassment. That is true.
Two of the greatest institutions. You know what I'm saying? But to avoid those, we have to have uh, civilized conversations, right? That amount to elevated dialogue. So you have been on
I see what you
elevated
did there.
dialogue. You see that? You like the segue? You know what I'm
That
saying?
was dope.
I'm kind of cold with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just sharpening my knives. But yeah, like elevated dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on the Uncle Junior Network, and we touch on topics that might be more difficult to discuss in the wrong platform, but we got level-headed, reasonable people. So if you got time, man, you know what I'm saying, give people a little snippet of who you are and what you're aiming to do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah,
Well, greetings. My name is Christopher McClellan. I have a YouTube channel. It's called Across the Table with Christopher McClellan. It's where I interview husbands and I interview fathers and I interview entrepreneurs because I want to be a husband, I want to be a father, and I want to grow my own business. And a very wise man once said, if you want to do something, you go to the people that are doing it and you shut up and listen. So I want to give my platform to the men so that way they can talk and I can kind of sort of get a solid foundation of what a husband is. I started this platform because the men really don't talk. And we have been told that it's not cool for us to talk. So, since I like to talk, I invited them over to my platform so that way they can talk. And since I've started, I never knew how much men love talking about their families and talking about their kids. Bro, when I asked them, what about her made you want to get down on one knee and say, I want to spend the rest of my life with you? When I ask the men that question, their face lights up. You understand what I'm saying? That's really why I do it. I want to change the narrative because we are out here. We want to get married. We're marrying and we're being successful at being married. You understand what I'm saying? So I guess that's kind of why I wanted to change the narrative. So that's a little bit about me. I wasn't
man.
expecting that, Vic. I gotta get an intro together or something.
Yeah, hey, look, I gotta get one together too. So you know what I'm saying? Like this is live, this is impromptu, but see, here's the thing. Even if you ain't prepared, the fact that you don't mince any words, stammer over your words, and you speak straight through it is because you committed to it. People can tell, you know what I'm saying, when you authentic about what you're saying. So like it's okay to be off guard sometimes, you know. So I mentioned elevated dialogue. Um tell us about your experience on Elevated Dialogue as you have appeared, you know what I'm saying, previously. Everybody in my network is familiar with it because, you know what I'm saying, they familiar with me. So this is, you talking about it from your experience and your seat.
I've learned a lot from y'all. Because, like I said, y'all come from backgrounds that I never had, and I'm just now learning that I need. You understand what I'm saying? I've learned a lot from y'all, and it's humbling that you guys even let me speak. You understand what I'm saying? It's humbling that y'all even let me talk. But the fact that you want to hear me talk, I guess, makes me even more grateful to be a part of a platform, because, like I said, before this, it wasn't okay for men to talk. Now it's okay for men to talk, and we not arguing. We may get a little elevated in our octaves and our voices, but we not arguing. We're really trying to figure this out, because that's the end game, to figure this out, so that way we can move past where we are, because where we are is not working.
No, not working at all. And I started doing this in 2019, and I did about 12 episodes. Then I came back with a season 2, and I did, probably like 10 or something like that. My YouTube is like dated, but the videos still get some spins. And I just looked at the evolution of how we get our messages out and the way we get feedback and how we implement things. You know what I'm saying? So I just been trying to create a different type of dialect, rooted in reason, so all of us can understand that, hey, if they see certain symbology, certain, colors, certain patterns, a certain conversation is being had, and it's being rooted in something about positivity, and it's solving the issues that we got. So that's kind of like when I started coming up with like my 4 rules for accountable masculinity. These are my rules. They work for me. So, and I was like, how do I mesh my personality, my presence on social media? Because a lot of people don't understand this. Like, on social media, you have a presence. You don't have a personality on social media. You have a presence.
Yeah.
And trying to
don't nobody really know you personally.
For real. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to fuse all these different things and create the right type of push-pull relationship contained inside of a vertical market, because I want to monetize everything. And I was like, you got to have a philosophy. You got to have a mission statement. You got to have an edict. You got to have something. You got to have something that speaks when you're not present. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody should get it confused just because you're not around. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and that's solely for the individual. Some people have a different type of accountability. They got their own little tools or whatever. So I use imagery, you know what I'm saying, just to get attention, as anybody else does. But then when you get over here, then I got something I need to show. You know what I'm saying? So I function off of, my own personal code. So what do you move about with your own personal code? Because I got my laws for accountable masculinity. I've shared those with you, and I will update them as as it evolves. Because again, this belongs to me, and I control that. So, like, what personal code, I guess, personal code of conduct that you have, that some things that maybe another person doesn't have, they just need to hear you say it. Because you went through a lot of growth, a lot of transformation, and a lot of different things, and you, in every individual personal experience, you gain more people and lose people, or maybe not at all. You know what I'm saying? So what do you do along the way to stay grounded and, you know what I'm saying, keep your focus?
I move without an ego. That's as bottom line as I can put it. I move without an ego. I am not allowed to have an ego. Like, I'm not. This world ain't about me. I'm supposed to better the world. The world was here first. And there are a lot of things that I want to do that I don't know. So I got to let go of my ego and go find the people that know how to do what I want to do and make myself presentable, for lack of a better term, to them in a sense that would make them want to help me. And that's very humbling. You understand what I'm saying? It's extremely humbling. So you have to move without an ego, and you have to understand that you know enough to know that you really don't know nothing. So keep learning and be productive. That's how I move now. When I saw your 4 rules, I simply looked at it like this is the stuff that we've really been talking about for years, but it's just base level. Okay, these 4 things, one sentence apiece. That's really it's what we've been preaching and talking around, boiled down to what it is. You understand what I'm saying? So I guess that would be a part of it too. But I was it showed me where to really like focus the work. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm. So for those of you that are curious about the 4 rules that Chris is speaking over, like this is rule number 1, you know, and it
Oh, I
straightforward.
forgot one.
What's up,
I'm
bro?
sorry. I
Yeah, go
forgot
for
one.
it.
Where you are, no matter how you got there, no matter the circumstances, is your responsibility. Some of it might not be your fault. A lot of it is, but it's your responsibility to fix it. So I guess I had to hold myself accountable for being where I am, knowing I should be farther. And then getting over the embarrassment of that, because it is embarrassing. Getting over that and saying, okay, let's go do what you want to do then. Let's figure this out. Write it out and let's go do it. And then y'all came into my life.
Yeah. When you start taking steps, man, people just start showing up that's just been waiting. And they I think the best thing is when you start to get help for whatever it is that you're getting help for, and you're not even a burden. Because you know, like I think
Nah,
the
it
worst
feels good to hear that. And a lot of men need to hear that
because
because
the
that
worst thing you
hinders
can be
us.
in life is a burden to somebody else. Like generally speaking, think about that. Life is hard. It's even harder when you're stupid. It's even harder when you got you know what I'm saying, deficit in resources, and then you still are a burden too.
Not just stupid, knowingly stupid. Like you know this shit is stupid, but you're doing it anyway.
Yes, you are opting to be a victim at that point. Opting, you know what I'm saying? Like, what else can we take from that, right? So, which is why rule number 1 in any set of rules is the most important rule. And if you don't get no other rule right, you got to get rule number 1 right. And look how short it is. Men focus on men.
4 words,
Let's and
straight to the
let
point.
bruh, unless it like and let's just say you don't read anything else after that. Who cares? Who cares? So if a man is reading that, then a man should focus on himself. If it goes outside of your 5 senses, it ain't none of your damn business. Like for real. And then you got like one of the things you discussed about like your journey is that you had to take responsibility. You know,
Yeah, and it
like
sucks. Self
like
accountability sucks, bro.
yeah, because responsibility is underneath accountability. You know what I'm saying? Responsibility is an ingredient to the overall piece of just being accountable, right? You got responsible for where you were, you know what I'm saying, what you did, why you were there, and who you interacted with, who you exposed yourself to, things of that nature. When you start thinking about them critically like that, it's not just who you hang around. When you start breaking it down like that, it becomes a different conversation, you know, because the more sophisticated you become, the more sophisticated your problems are going to be. And it's only a problem when it exceeds either your resources, you know, intellectually, financially, or whatever, then that's when you got a problem. But if you focus on yourself, you can mitigate a lot of those things that are just waiting to be landmines in your path. You know what I'm saying? Because there's acceptable risk with every choice you make. You know what I'm saying? Now, which risk associated with what's, you know what I'm saying, acceptable, that's relative to the individual and what they choose. So, but the most important thing is that personal accountability piece, and then saying it, doing it without degrading women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It still brings it right back to
yeah.
you every time. Take everybody else out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Because at the
And
end
then
of the day, you laid with her. So why are you talking trash about somebody you laid with?
even if and look, that's one thing. There's sections of that piece right there. You got the women you lay with. If you want to talk crazy about them, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But you look dumb if you do that. Then you got the women that you never will lay with, regardless of how attractive they are, whether you got proximity to them or anything like that. If you ain't with her, what you talking to her for? Like, who can you learn the most from at this stage in your life about you? Because a woman has never been a 41-year-old Chris.
True that.
Who can
True
help you be
that.
a better 41-year-old version of yourself? Or who can help you become a better 42-year-old version of yourself? Because that's what you're prepping for. 42,
And see,
43.
that's the part where I said that you have to let go of the ego and go to where the people that are doing what you want to do go where they're doing that, and then ask them to help you or put yourself in a position to receive the help if it comes your way. It's the law of physics, man. Two things cannot occupy the same space at the same time. If I want to excel, I got to move what's in the way of me excelling.
Look, a lot of people don't even know that they the one that's in their own way. They think it's other people sometimes.
That's
And
the ego.
that's the ego
That's
piece.
the ego.
And look, well, everything that we're talking about with the ego piece is a conversation that I think all men accept with a smile on their face because they understand the same things. Nobody submits to anything first and more than us. We are brought into the world on rejection. You know what I'm saying? And rejection and whatever else. We have to be told no first
And be happy about it.
and be happy about it and understand that you got to earn your turn. And then you grow up with the aspiration of getting the opportunity to prove yourself. You spend your life proving yourself. Man, I just got a phone call not too long ago. A guy called me about a real estate deal, and he talking to me like I'm some kind of rookie, talking about some if you're hungry enough, asking my age and asking what I got saved up and other things, and I'm like, so I had to let him finish because by the time we got to the end of it, he was saying, well, if you want to flip anything, I got 100 grand, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's telling me that I don't have to go anywhere. But because I stayed in it and managed my ego a little bit, And I just let him talk himself all the way into whatever corner he was talking himself into. Now he need a relationship with me. Or he just sees me as an option, rather. You know what I'm saying? The conversation can continue, but the point being is that if you quick to tell everybody who you are, instead of making them ask questions about who you are, nobody's gonna know who you are. Because like you know what I'm saying? Like the conversation got to start and continue without me being in the room, without them telling me they need to talk about me. But in order for you to do that, sometimes you gotta submit to the circumstance. And that's why I say the conversation you're having right now about putting the ego to the side is an act of submission. So when we're talking about submission and people are listening to the conversation, they can take it from that basic ass conversation that's been part of the fight that we no longer will speak of. We ain't talking about the fight no more. You feel me? Because it's a trigger word.
Absolutely not. I ain't
It's
doing
not.
it.
We're
No.
only speaking in future tense. We're only speaking to where it should be, and that's the best way to describe submission in terms of how men interpret what submission is. That, like, when I hear that, I hear all those different elements. You know what I'm saying? Because I listen to the fight. I'm not afraid to do that. Sometimes I participate in it just so I can get a reaction. Because again, I'm looking for analytics because I want to create the conversation that we need to have. But everybody don't need to come to the fight. I go to the fight. Let me go to the fight, figure out the conversation, decode it, wrap it in a different type of, you know what I'm saying, presentation, and then, you know what I'm saying, and bring it to the right discussion in the right forefront.
Have you figured it out yet? Because I still don't know what these women are so mad at.
Hey, you know, that's a good question. I got an answer.
For
And
the life of me, I don't know.
I'm not gonna give the answer right now. You know what I'm saying? Because like I want to have a different uh lead in on the next live if you want to come on next week. You know what I'm saying? And
If I'm
we
off,
can,
I'll be here.
yeah, if you off, I already know. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm pretty sure Uncle be up here next week or whatever. But like, yeah, that'll be a whole nother topic in itself, man. Man, write that down, put it in the private chat or somewhere so I can go back and look at it. Because I want to move on to rule number 2. You know what I'm saying? Because we haven't had a one-on-one discussion on my platform just yet with you. And I want to make the most out of this because this sets the precedence. Because
I'm humbled.
yeah, hey, for real. Because Code Talk is, for me, is going to be a branding platform. It's going to be, come over here and tell people what you do. And I want to have a conversation with other entrepreneurs because we don't have the same type of network to have outlets where the information is trusted. And honestly, we are at our most comfortable place when we have discussions about work amongst other people that we value as peers. You know what I'm saying? And these types of platforms are perfect for it. So, because it's a transparent conversation, you know what I'm saying? You can't fake it when they see you. You know, it's just like us being on FaceTime somewhere. But for the most part, I want to set the narrative over here. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my podcast because I mentioned that I started this in 2019. Did some episodes in 20. Didn't do anything in 21. And then 22 got back on the business. Well, late 21 got back on the business with Elevated Dialogue and kind of gave me the momentum I need to get back out. And I was trying to figure out how did I want to center my podcast? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did I want it to be focused on? I want to be able to capture all the topics that come in as work discussion because there's something we can pick from every time. And I chose, you know what I'm saying, like Code Talk is going to be the Accountable Masculinity podcast. Because think about it, right? Reasonable people looking for solutions, want to have a professional and cordial way of having a discussion to get to the same root. We want to have more articulate ways of saying you got me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay, all right.
Hey, because that don't mean we don't feel that way, but we know our reactions and body language change the outcome. Because I'm cool with knowing that I ain't gonna get along with every single person. But every single person that may not be that cool with that idea may not necessarily give a fuck about me. You know what I'm saying? Or anything connected to me. So we got to put ourselves in a position to end unhealthy competition and to draw a line in the sand of who's reasonable and who's not. So if men are supposed to lead it, then we got to set conditions for men to submit to so they can take from this and then figure out their own code. They ain't got to adopt mine. I don't care. This is just what I think is important. I'm a writer. You know what I'm saying? So speaking of, we got a couple books over here. Let me zoom out. Let me go ahead and drop that off right here. You see it. It's the code. You know
The
what I'm saying?
code.
And here's the business of me. You see it. But we're going to come back to that in a second. Because we need an accountable masculinity podcast. We need men that are accountable for how they move and how they add value to their networks. Those are the people that make things go. I want to talk to those people, and I feel like you're one of those people.
I'm humbled.
Absolutely, man.
I truly am. You're right though. Oh shoot. This is my favorite rule because I just learned it. Especially women that don't wear their own hair. That's a rule. That's a rule. Shout out to Vic.
Yeah.
Got that from Vic. Shout out to Vic. And it's been
talk
working.
To the people, man. Talk to the people about rule number 2, man.
There was this going thing where men have to get their point across. It's an unnatural need for us to be heard, and we'll do it to our detriment instead of just letting them talk and then seeing what they do and then reacting to what they do. No man ever made, well, the average man is not making any money arguing with any women, especially about broad points. Like, what is that getting you besides more gray hair and your blood pressure up because she not listening to you, and she gonna fight you because for some dumbass reason the women feel like they have to compete with us instead of working cohesively with us for something bigger than all of us. You know what I'm saying? So just act accordingly. Like everything doesn't need to be engaged. Like, pick your battles. You don't have to fight over everything. I'm sick of this war. So, and this is where we start. We end the war. We end the war by not arguing. That's how we start, man. Patrice O'Neal used to say it all the time. The only winning move is not to play.
Play.
Just don't play.
Don't play.
The only winning move is not to play, because if you play, you're going to lose. And you're going to lose just off of the strength that you're a guy. And your opinion really ain't supposed to matter no way because you're a guy. Why bother? Go over here and do what you're supposed to do.
Look, if you can't even win arguments in your own relationship, why, to the single man, why are you arguing online with women?
It's the
when you let the question marinate a little bit. When you let the question marinate a little bit, it's like.
And you know what? I'm speaking as a guy who used to do this. It's the dumbest thing ever. Like,
you got nothing to show for none of those arguments you've been in.
You did not get paid for a single bit of that.
None of them.
None of that.
When you could have just been using social media to connect with the right people, so you could actually get something out of it.
Right? Dudes work a whole shift arguing with women on Facebook and then cry about being broke.
And then get home and still ain't getting service. You did all that arguing and get nothing out of it.
Nothing.
Now, fam, like your whole lifestyle is missionary.
Damn. Damn.
You ain't got no other moves. When you argue with women,
Oh wow.
your whole lifestyle ain't nothing but missionary position. Like you ain't got no other move.
Okay.
Because like you got to think about it. You got to think about how much time a man would have to take from his own personal goals in order to make a point to a woman that he ain't even with. You don't need to talk to your mom every day.
And not only that, on the internet, you're not even doing it in person.
You don't need to talk to your mom every day. But you out here arguing with women.
It's like they get up. Right. It's like they get up and they looking for a fight. People actually get up and log on to social media and look for a fight. It's the dumbest. I'm trying not to curse.
No, because you can cuss over here. You cuss over here.
I was gonna say I told Uncle Junior and Coach that I curse a lot, so I gotta tone it down.
You can cuss over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just gonna pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to upset you too. But
you right. This is the dumbest shit ever.
Let's get to it. Yeah. Like,
this
look,
is
we just
so...
watched a 10-year-old auction his mama off.
I put it in the chat. That is the perfect definition of a son husband.
Yeah. Oh, I highlighted it. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
that is a son husband. That is a son. And I know you said we wasn't going to talk about. I know you said we wasn't going to talk about women.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say this because I used to be that. I was a son husband.
Mm-hmm.
That is the perfect depiction of a woman who had a child, and the father either didn't want anything to do with the child, or the child was used as a pawn. And since she can't get no man, she wants her son to always be there. She's one of those women that had a kid just to have somebody in their life tell them that they love them because they feel obligated to, because they pushed them out of their bodies, instead of going to find a way to work with a man and get a man to want to take care of them. You understand what I'm saying?
Ooh, like, oh, I get it. Because, like, I'll tell you, I've made a couple of Facebook posts, you know what I'm saying, that spoke to that. I made a Facebook post once that said something to the effect, I believe that some women have children because nobody else will love them.
That's the obligation piece. Because growing up, that's mama. You gotta love your mama just because she mama. And if you say by default, and if you say anything bad about mama, even if what she's doing is bad, you're the problem, not her. What did you do to her to make her act like this? You understand what I'm saying? I really wish that we could get to the point where we understand that boys need fathers. We need stable fathers in the home. We need them disciplined, and we need them showing men discipline. I am so sick of this fight. I'm tired of it. I didn't start it. I have nothing to do with it. My dad and my granddad probably started all of this stuff back then. I'm just fighting. I've inherited this fight that I don't want shit to do with. This is where we are. How do we fix this? This is where I am. We have to get... Kevin Samuels used to talk about it all the time. This is the point in our community where we have to sit down and hammer out some type of deal where we can work cohesively and build this into something bigger than us, like we claim we want to be.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's a great segue to rule number 3. The fact that we even had to have these rules is an indictment, you know what I'm saying, on time itself. But here's rule number 3. I'm putting it in the comments for everybody else. Boom. Decentralized leadership.
See, I talked about this too.
Somebody got to fix it. We had to. I'm tired. Like, okay, there's a fight. I'm tired of the fight. How do we fix it? Now we start getting into solving the problem. Like the first two steps with men focusing on men and avoid arguments, generally speaking, in general, but specifically with women. Then now we've got those two things out the way. We have rule number 3, and we get to focus on, everything that you took from rule number 1 and 2 should be a culminating event in rule number 3. Knowing when to lead and when to follow. Must avoid misrepresenting fellow men. Although we are not perfect, we must have redeeming efforts. Look, first part of it, knowing when to lead and when to follow. We building leaders. If you learn how to follow, you're gonna be a great leader. Everybody that you respect as a leader followed somebody at some point. And the minute that you can submit to that idea that the person that you respect to lead you into successful situations had to be in your chair in order to have the conversation that they're having in front of you. They earned your respect. They earned your diligence. They earned your submission, honestly. You know what I'm saying? They have earned the right to tell you where you're messing up, what you need to improve on, what you're doing right, and what you could do better. You know what I'm saying? Just in general. They've earned the right to give you a lot of implied wisdom that you can't get without experience, because they've already lived a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? That you've yet to be in most cases. And when I'm saying these things, I'm speaking from receiving information from somebody that has more than you about where you're going. Somebody that's been where you're about to go, and a person that's lived a life where you can only hope to get to their old accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that you admire and aspire. Because I tell you what, you can still accomplish a whole lot by yourself, but you go much further when you have a network that can be your momentum to take you further. You know what I'm saying? It shortens the gap between what you want and then the work that you have to do in between it to actually obtaining that thing. You know what I'm saying? And that only comes when you learn the difference between leading and following. And how are you going to know the difference if you don't sit in both chairs?
But I can take it the other way and say, simply because you're submitting to this man's leadership, meaning that you're going to follow him because he knows what he's doing, that doesn't mean that if you have something that's worth something, you can't bring it to him.
Bingo.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's the part about learning when to lead and learning when to follow. All right, I got you here. But what you are about to do right now, I think there's another way for me to do it. I think there's another way for us to do it. And it may not be there may be a lesser road of resistance if we do it this way. Hear me out. And just present it to him. You understand what I'm saying? Leadership is also knowing when to listen to the people that you're leading, because sometimes what you're doing might not, the direction that you're going and the thought process behind the direction you're going might be a positive thing in your mind, but it's going to affect a bunch of other people. So those other people have to be factored into that too. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, I was in the Army for 12 years, 7 months. And when I tell you decentralized leadership is a major piece in having a good conceptual understanding about where you are, because that's the thing. You have to orient yourself. You got to know where you are first. And then you have to take a little bit more time and patience to understand the local customs courtesies of whatever zip code you're operating in. You know what I'm saying? That's the part in the lead and follow transition where you're prepared to lead in a worst case scenario. But since it's not your territory, it's cool to follow so you can learn something. That's why it's so important to leave your comfort zone. When you leave your comfort zone, you have to submit to the laws of the land in which you stand on. You know what I'm saying? And if people left their own backyards more, they would have a different respect for the person that lives next door to them. So that different
And
respect,
they will see that there's more to the world than your city limits.
bruh,
There's a
like
whole
they
world out here.
way bigger than the
Especially if
United
you ain't,
States.
especially if you were, if listen, and I'm just now understanding this. The world is yours, especially if you don't have any children. You don't have anything tying you down. You can just get up and go whenever the hell you want to go. You can legitimately do whatever you want to do. I could pack up right now and go to Alaska and it wouldn't affect nobody but me.
Nobody but you. Nobody but you. There's a different type of freedom with that. And like to you fellas that um haven't found your thing just yet, man, focus on what you're good at, and it'll lead you to what you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? Chris said he liked to talk. Everything we having a discussion about right now came from him liking to talk because he made it a reality in his own universe. And within his own universe, other tools were presented to him, other opportunities were presented to him. Nobody gives opportunities to people that's not earning them. Like, that's just a fact. Nobody's giving opportunities to people that haven't earned them. And the ones that have mismanaged the opportunities that they've earned, they're getting handled right now, all the way around. You know what I'm saying? Like, just we're in a different age of accountability. You know what I'm saying? We want tangible accountability, not emotional accountability. We want to see where our conversations actually change the dynamics of, what's negative and what's not. You know what I'm saying? It should change the dynamics of the way we hear each other after a certain period. Um, Anything you do in life that has a level of repetition, good, bad, and indifferent, has a formula. Like, think about that. If you keep seeing same bad things over and over again, you keep landing in the same bad situations, and it doesn't matter how good of a person you are, it has more to do with what you're doing with your goodness. You know what I'm saying? And who you're giving it to. Because if you multiply something, no matter how positive it is, if you multiply it with something negative, it's still negative. So where are you taking, what I'm saying, your multiplicatives? Where are you taking, what I'm saying, your metrics, and what type of calculator and formula you use to get the outcomes that you've been experiencing?
And it's your fault if you're not doing it.
Yes.
It is your fault. You
Leadership does
have
not
the
afford you the
world,
opportunity to dwell in it either.
right. You have the whole world in the palm of your hand. Open up your electronic device, go to google.com or Safari or Chrome and type in what you want to do. And a trillion web pages will pop up showing you how to do it. There is no excuse. Like, not right now. Like, not right now. There's too much information out here. It's too easy.
Man, look, it's people retiring off of technology, off of hobbies. You know what I'm saying? Doing what they love every day and just recording videos of it. Man, look, we'll move on. So we have rule number 4. So look, as a man, generally speaking, men and women across the board, we got one thing in common. We are human beings. And beings should be doing. And if you're doing, you should be doing on behalf of. Or if you're not that specific about it, everything you do is on behalf of something. But what are you doing? And what are you doing for others in that process? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing is the question that you ask yourself, because what does it amount to when you look at the culmination of your actions and stuff? So that's kind of like when I started looking at rule number 4, because if something took you out today, what would speak for you?
A lot of people don't think like that. To a lot
Because
of
they
people,
don't
that's
want the
not
same
even
thing.
it's not even a thought in their brain.
Mm-mm.
And that's what's scary. That is terrifying. Ugh.
Think about everything you've been through, pain-wise. And yeah, I get it. Somebody can sit back and just revel in grace from divine intervention. You know what I'm saying? But then, like, let's say after that, you got that moment where one of your personalities is trying to reconcile why you went through so much. Who were you connected to? Why did you go through that thing that you went through with them? And trying to get a rational quotient on the value of your experience in life. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, what did you go through and why did you go through it? And for what? And why did it happen to you? And yeah, it's not a lot of accountability in that where you can put a face on it sometimes. Yeah, they may have some level of involvement, but you had to submit to the involvement at some point. If you don't look at it that way, you're never going to find peace. If you feel like everybody else had a hand in your demise, you'll never find peace.
It's your fault.
You don't even want peace, for real, because you invested in finding somebody to be accountable for your expectation management. So you got to find a way to turn everything that you've experienced in a negative way into something that counts. That's why legacy and equity was very important to me. You know what I'm saying? Because what's really great is this right here, bro. You don't have any kids, and I don't have any kids.
Really?
Yep, I don't have no kids.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Very intentional. And I'm 43 because I want to be able to talk the shit that I'm talking right now. Yeah, make no mistake, we still talking shit. It's just real articulate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still
I
shit
ain't
talking.
mad at you.
Hey, bro, because
I am
like,
not mad at you.
look, man, if we could celebrate entertainers and athletes that live lives and for entertainment value, pouring out everybody else's alcohol, standing in everybody else's club, representing whatever they want to represent, how come we can't recognize people that represent getting it out the mud the hard way in terms of like joining the military and you know what I'm saying? I've done it as American as I can do it. You know what I'm saying? So getting to a point where we can actually have a conversation that's like this in the public eye, and we should be proud of our wits, proud of having our wits. That's half of it, right? It'd be different if you fell behind and it was because you didn't have any know-how, but you had to find a way to access that know-how so you can make up for that time, right? Because if you believe in divine timing, there's certain periods in your life where you're supposed to access your gifts and sometimes where you can't. Some people get access to them early and they have something that takes it away quickly. So they got to hurry up and transition, you know what I'm saying, into something else quickly. So like, that's why I prided myself lately on being able to say, you know what, man, people see me thinking out loud on social media, posting on social media, or going live and having
Antagonizing.
oh yeah, hey look man, I just stir the pot, you know what I'm saying? That's what I do. But one thing that's always been a constant is that I pride myself on being able to deliver a succinct message. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And I don't have any personal attacks against nobody because I don't know nobody. Not as in depth as some of their feelings would depict. But
You know what? That's a good point, because all we've ever been talking about are the behaviors. We're not talking about the people,
I don't
but
know
the
you
behavior,
personally.
right? But the behavior is so ingrained in who they are that they feel like it's a personal attack and they can't separate the two.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Look, and they don't even get it. And I'm sitting back just watching it. Like I can post something. Like you got to think about it, man. I was born in a completely different era. I didn't grow up with the internet, but it's people that grew up with the internet that find, you know what I'm saying, something that you said completely offensive. And how can it be offensive when you don't know the person? Like I can't offend you if I don't know you. That's you trying to create offense. And what I'm supposed to do after you get offended? And I've only interacted with you and I'm saying you very generally, and I've only I interacted with you on one platform.
You're supposed to apologize because that's what they do now.
Yeah. Like I'm sorry for.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
I'm
That would be
sorry
my
I didn't.
apology.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, I had to break it down even more because yeah, I know I'm sorry you feel that way is one thing, but honestly, that's like the pumpkin spice canned version of it. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to almost like if you want to go PC with these folks and you got to play their game. You know what I'm saying? So I would unpack it all the way. I'm sorry, I didn't grow up seeing every single window into your life to understand what triggers you. That's why I say like sometimes I'm like, um, I do not own the rights to your feelings or your thumbs or whatever device you're using. I do not own the rights to your reactions. If it entertained me or interests me, and if I reposted it and you got offended, it all starts with you. Because you got offended. Because if everybody laughed and nobody responded, we wouldn't know who was offended.
See, and that's what I mean by people getting up and looking for a fight.
Nobody knew until you told somebody.
Right. And now the world mad because you mad, or the world think they supposed to be mad because you mad. Or
No,
you
bro.
think the world is supposed to be mad because you mad. You see how dumb this sounds?
So dumb. Like we're over here doing hypothetical emotional calculus on an event that never happened with nothing but pronoun people that's the victims.
That have never even probably sat in the same state.
This is the worst simulation ever, actually.
Ever.
So that's why, like, if you go back to rule number 1, then focus on me. And let me refresh this right here. Because there's some people that are gonna be like, man, he keep talking about rule number 1. What is he talking about? Boom.
I do like the way that you did this, though. It is a trickle down.
Yes.
It is a trickle down. Because focusing on 1 leads to 2, focusing on 2 leads to 3, focusing on 3 leads to 4.
Yeah. Man,
Uncle Junior in the building.
Junior, tell him to pull up.
Word to Uncle Junior.
Hey, look, hey, let me send him the
That's my man, 50
right
grand right there, man.
Yeah. You know, go ahead and here, Uncle Junior. Get this link right here, bro. And I'm gonna pull up rule number 4 while we up here. Boom. All right.
But see, this is the rule that I like, because this rule is about more than, I'm going to personalize it. This rule is about more than me. It's about more than me. Legacy and equity is about more than me. It's about what I'm leaving and how much stock is in what I'm leaving. This is the epitome of letting go of your ego, because this ain't about you. It's about who you're leaving behind. It's about your network. It's about the people you're helping. It's about the people you helping that can't do nothing for you. It's about them. It ain't about you. It is your legacy, yes. But your legacy is going to, if it's a positive legacy, it's going to govern so many other people. Yes, it starts with you, but it doesn't end with you. That's the point of legacy. And there has to be equity in your legacy. You got to let go of the ego for that. And you got to, and you also have to know that what you're doing is for the good of everybody and not just you. I'm going to say that till I'm blue in the face because it ain't about you. In the beginning, it's about you. You're supposed to be selfish. But nah, after that, after you get to where you're supposed to go and after you finish doing what you're supposed to do, it's your moral obligation to help somebody that's doing the same thing that you're doing. It is. I firmly believe that. But it's also our moral obligation to pursue something meaningful. If you're pursuing something meaningful, you're going to have people help you grow your legacy and put equity in your legacy. It all works together. I just really wish we understood that, man. And I'm gonna leave it with that. I feel like I'm talking way too much.
Man, you can never talk too much over here. You came over here to talk. You know what I'm
True
saying?
that.
So,
Shout out to, and
yeah,
that's
yeah,
another thing that we got to get over because when we
yeah.
talk, we feel like we shouldn't be talking. Period. Like it just got cool. So when we talk too much, it feels like we're giving too much away. So we feel like we got to shut up.
Man, you know, I've learned that I've gotten blamed for not speaking. I've gotten blamed for talking too much. I've gotten blamed for doing things without telling people and not asking for permission. Like I used to understand what, fuck it meant. But like the older I've gotten, the more I focus on myself, I understand what fuck everybody really means. And it ain't even offensive. It's about being protective of on your own energy. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know how to take that. And that's cool too. But that ain't nothing I gotta deal with. That's a personal problem. You know what I'm saying? So uh, at this age of reason, where we are right now, there's so many things that we've had to accept and rationalize and become accountable for and responsible for that I really understand a lot of different things that my parents had to deal with at this stage in my life. A lot of lack of understanding on some things by people that you expected more from, but because you don't know what junction in their life they was at, you give them a little bit different type of grace, and that just go to anybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's just where it boils down to. So, man, look who just showed up to the party.
What
Hey, what's
up,
going on,
Doe?
gents?
Hey, look.
Hopefully I ain't struggle streaming.
No, you ain't struggle streaming. You in there. You was in and out one time, but
Yeah.
I got you back in. So
Appreciate it.
connection solid. Hey man, I appreciate you showing up. You know what I'm saying? Take some time off and then coming to hop in when you can. So
Yeah, man. I'm on vacation.
bro,
Well,
look,
not really. I'm at a conference, so yeah.
man, look. Well, I tell you what. Talk to me about what you into these days right now, because you out and about, moving around. You always are.
Talk to me about what I must have missed that little piece.
Yeah, like you've been out and about. You know what I'm saying? You don't want you say you've been on vacation and traveling. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me where you've been traveling to.
Man, I ain't on vacation. I'm in Florida though. I'm in Orlando right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually at the John C. Maxwell conference. So that's what I'm doing down here, trying to learn, trying to grow, trying to get more information so I can share out, so I can help all these different people like that. Ooh, he didn't get me. So elevated dialogue, since I'm on here, I might as well go ahead and plug it. So no live show tomorrow, but 12 o'clock tonight, 12 a.m. Video going to drop. It actually has Elliot Host in it. If you don't know him, Go look them up. You figure out who it is. We can be talking about strong men, what it takes to be a strong man, all of those things like that. So if you are available, if you see this video before then, tune in sometime tomorrow and figure it out. I mean, not figure it out, but tune in and watch the show, enjoy it. I think Chris and Vic was both on that show. So it actually came up when a month or so ago, but this was the right time to put it out there. So since I'm not going to be there, so
Yeah.
But dude, we're gonna be ready, we're gonna be hitting, bro. I'm out here been networking. You know, I looked at the last one talking about number 4, men and code, or vaguely remember that. You can pop it up there real quick and then bring it down just so I can read it real quick if you want me to.
You want to see number 4?
Yeah, number 4. Because I think when I was looking at it, it may relate to what I'm doing back here.
Yeah. Like that's exactly it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why I only came up with 4.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't even really need a topic to start this off, because we got 4 rules, and there's some in the course of your day of travel that's gonna cross one of these 4 different rules and fit the entire spectrum. So yeah, but go ahead and talk to us about what you experienced that rule number 4 affects. You know what I'm saying? Some of you got going on.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's funny because I'm at John Maxwell conference, and that's what it's about. You know, the basics of it is about adding value to other people. You know, and when you add value to other people, it's going to have a return. Like, you can't add value to people and you can't give into people and not have a return on your investment. You know, and then when you do that, your things start coming towards you. You know, I've been out here, for 2 days. I've been networking, and I got emails from people, text messages, and people like, man, I need to connect with you, your energy, like all of these different things like that. So, but that's just who I am naturally. You know what I'm saying? So I think, at the end of the day, when you have a gift or you're good at something, I think that, the universe or the atmosphere is going to open up to allow space for your gift to flourish. And this kind of goes back to what you always talk about, is men have to be good at something. So what are you good at? You know what I mean? That you can add value to somebody else. So if you're good at, being the, being the touch point in Colleen, then get better at being the touch point at Colleen. Just get better at what you're already good at. You know what I mean? Because it makes it a lot easier. You don't have to try to figure things out. Like I said, if that's what you're good at and that's your gift, it's going to find a way to flourish. But you have to keep growing your gift at the same time. And if it's your gift, you're not going to have a problem. You shouldn't have a problem growing it. Like, if your gift is to be a musician, I'm assuming that it should be easy for you to. I'm assuming that it's going to be easy for you to spend more time reading, writing, learning how to do music. So, like you said, men have to be good at something. That's absolutely true. You can go out there and you can think you have those skills to be good at something, but have you tested those skills to see if you actually good at what you think you are? So I think not only do men have to be good at something, they also need whatever they're good at to be tested so they can actually see if they're actually good at it. And I think that's just something along the process, no matter what, whether you're starting off. And then I think also in the meantime, you need to continue to keep getting feedback and continue to keep looking inward or asking other people, how you are at whatever thing that you assume to be good at. And then just keep getting better at it. Be open to criticism, be open to wise counsel, and be open to all these things that, can all be beneficial to you and your purpose and or the thing that you're good at. So you help people, you can't lose. Like, it's a no lose situation. So, and like you're talking about, be credible and capable, and I think mentoring and being mentored, everybody is not in those same places at all time. I think at a certain point, we need to be mentored. I think at some point we may need to mentor. It does us no good to be 40, 50, 60 years old, have all this knowledge and information and hold on to it for ourselves, and like I said, receptive and coachable. You ain't receptive and coachable, you're going to miss it, because someone may have, because when you have a coach, the coach is looking at it from a neutral standpoint, and they can see things that you can't see about yourself. So that's why it's always good to have a coach or a mentor or something like that in your corner. And being able to instill knowledge and wisdom. Like knowledge and wisdom come from practicing, being a practitioner of learning and gaining wisdom. If you're not a practitioner or practicing, acquiring knowledge and wisdom, then you don't have anything to mentor anybody. You don't have anything to feed into anybody else. It was funny, they gave out a little percentage chart of how much time that we should be spending on what, ourselves, our team, our people, and different things like that. And it was really eye-opening to see, about how much time that we should be spending on ourselves. Like most of our time, 50% of all our, of our time, as far as our business and stuff like that, should be working on personal growth. You know what I mean? Because if you constantly read material and get information, you're going to gain your knowledge and wisdom base. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, man. I'm on fire, man. I've been around energy all day long. I've been up since 4 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock, and I'm still wired, man. Like I'm still going. Energy, bro, the energy here is so freaking high, man. Like I can't even explain it, man. I ain't think I ever been around this many people. There was just everybody's business. Everybody here for the same reason. Everybody's here to grow and try to get better at whatever they is. Even been getting some books, bro. Check this out.
Let me see what you got.
Bro. Because bro don't read that much, but I do read. I don't, but I do. I am reading more because I need to have more knowledge and information. So I got to do more reading. So
let me see what you got. Put the books up here. What you got for us? Hold on. Let me take out. Let me turn down some of these comments. You know what I'm saying? So the full view of what you got going on.
Yeah. So I got this one, John C. Maxwell, 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. I'm on it. It got a huge chapter in here about consistency off the chain. I'm reading that one right now. So the rest of the books I'm not reading right now because I'm on this one. All right. I also got this one. Today Matters. I don't know what it's about. They gave me the stuff what it's about. I got it written down in my notes, but I got this book. This one right here. You can look at the books. You can look at the names of the titles of the book, and you can be like, oh, this may be something I want to read. Change your world. I got this one right here. Coach will probably recognize this one. He got all the books. Everyone communicates, few connect. Bro, that's huge right there. Even just the title. Exactly. Everyone communicates, few connect. Right?
Sheesh.
Bro, that's Facebook, Instagram, this social media all day long.
We was just talking about that.
Bro, you can't connect with anybody if you don't understand how to communicate.
Bro,
go. I dare you right now to go to China and start speaking English and have a conversation with somebody that don't speak English. It ain't your English is bad. It ain't that their Chinese is bad. It's just that y'all not speaking the same language. The same thing with anything else. If we're not speaking the same language, we're not going to connect.
Nope.
Oh, and here's the last one. Sometimes you win and sometimes you what?
Learn. Yep.
Bro, do we ever really lose or we just learn from our mistakes?
You only lose when you stop. The only difference between a winner and a loser is a winner plays until he wins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shout out to Big Grit. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Big Grits.
Yo, so all of that's a great, rundown of just information about what you've been getting a chance to watch. But man, I gotta let you know, we did the we watched the video that you sent.
Oh God.
Which one? With the 10-year-old boy?
Yeah. Oh my God. I wish I could have had you on here just so I could see it, because every time I watch it, it puts me in a place.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched it 4 times because I wanted to understand how did we get here. You know what I'm saying? Chris already shaking his head and hey, look, it was so bad. Chris said, "No, I gotta call in."
Yeah, I was in the chat and then I saw him talking about the video and I'm like, all right, man, this is like the 18th time I've seen this video in like the past 2 days. Vicky's talking about it right now.
Gonna go viral. I told you. I don't know. I don't know how big it is, but I told when I said I was like that video going viral.
Listen, everybody's talking about it. So I figured, all right, I didn't buy. When I saw the title and I listened to like the first 4 minutes, I couldn't do anymore. I was stuck. I had to stop. Now we're talking, I said, you know what? This ain't my business. I'm not about to talk about this. I'm not about to do it. And then Vic pops up talking about it. So I'm like, all right, okay, okay. Okay, I can talk about it now because now I can really like talk about it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
When
Like
did I send that? When did I send you that video?
it was like 3 days ago.
Yeah, it was during the weekend.
Bro, it took me a day to digest it. I watched like the first 2 minutes of it, and I said I can't watch it yet. I was like, I need to be home. And then when you were saying, because we share so much information with each other, you know what I'm saying, from over
Yeah.
just text.
It
I
was
already
Friday.
knew when you sent me something, I was like, I need to be sitting still because I might act on it right away. I had it loaded. To do a reaction video. I'm still gonna do one, you know what I'm saying? But like I wanted to see if other people saw the same things that I saw. And with some of the discussions that I know we've had, I know that it is conversation material, you know what I'm saying? But I want to make sure we have a conversation that articulates the, you know what I'm saying, the mismanaged behavior that some people may have, you know what I'm saying, when it comes down to, you know, how we're posturing, you know what I'm saying, our kids to contribute to society, you know what I'm saying? Because why is a 10-year-old boy in that position? Like when you watch that, where did it go for you? Like what?
Even before then, when I saw that video, here's where it went for me. It made me honestly to think about Chris. I immediately thought about Chris when I saw that video. Not that was him, but I wanted to know, was this maybe something? This is probably one of the, I don't know how extreme this is, honestly, so I can't even speak on it. But, you know, when Chris talks about being raised by a single mother, these are some of the things that I think about when I'm thinking about, you know, is this what Chris is talking about? Because I wasn't raised by a single. My father was there, but my father, you know, at ninth grade, you know, things kind of adjusted a little bit and he wasn't really around. But for the most part, growing up, my father was always around. So I always wondered when I saw this video, I'm like, is this something similar to what Chris is talking about? You know what I mean? And, you know, especially since, you know, Chris speaks so passionately about, you know, some of the negative effects that, you know, being raised by a single mother, his single mother has had, you know, on him. And I say his single mother because I don't want to portray all single women as being like this. At the same time, it just made me want to ask Chris some questions. You know what I mean? Kind of like, bro, is this what you mean? Like, is this really how it is? And I'm thinking it is, but maybe on a different level. You know what I mean?
It was never this bad.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is a little bit more
this
up,
bad.
and then maybe most cases are a little bit down. And also at the same time, if they're a little bit down, I don't know, man. It's just it instantly made me think about Chris and some of his experiences. Like it made me want to, you know, ask him about some of his experience and were they similar to this. Not that I think that you was like talking about, you know what I mean?
But for added
That
perspective,
was your mom's. Yeah, yes. Because I asked somebody today, I was talking to somebody and I was like, man, at 10 years old, I ain't care nothing about my mom's vagina. I ain't know nothing about my mom's vagina. You know what I'm saying? Like, what 10-year-old boy knows about his mom's vagina?
I was playing.
To say that's mine. Like,
I was playing Super Mario Brothers on my Nintendo.
Yes. You was just isolated and just set to the side.
Yeah. Like at 10 years old, what you talking, 5th grade, 6th grade?
No, you know, you in
I think
you in 4th grade.
Nah, because I
work in
came
elementary school.
Yeah,
no, I came out of it, yeah, okay. Because I'm
maybe in 5th or 3rd, depending on when your birthday is. But for the most part, if you 10, you in 4th grade. because 11, 12 is when they start leaving.
They're
So
going
you
to middle
fourth,
school.
fifth, well, third, fourth, and then maybe probably third or fourth, right
Okay.
around that age.
So I say that
I'll
because
look it up real quick.
but before you go further, like you mentioned something about everybody communicates but few connect.
Say grade 5.
Okay, so that's what I was saying. Like,
Dang.
yeah, that's what I said. Like the 5th grade. Now think about what in 5th grade. I was in Gibson Elementary School. My teacher was Miss Colvin. And I worked not worked, but I walked home. And walking home was probably like less than, it might have been right about 2 miles. I might be a little bit more than that, but it was close enough for me to walk home. And on that walk home, as a latchkey kid, you know what I'm saying, where you get home, you lock yourself in the house and you don't make a peep. You know what I'm saying? Kids were staying home by themselves during that time. They're probably still doing that to some degree anyway.
Yeah.
But think about that in 1988.
I was about to go to 9th grade.
Yeah. Your beard might have been in the 5th grade by that time.
Probably. I ain't had no beard, man. I was over naked face. I see Chris over there growing something on his face.
I'm trying to. I am trying to.
Do it. You know what you gotta do.
What have you ever heard the word vagina when you was 10 years old?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't even think
That
that.
vagina. I only heard the slang.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The word vagina. There's a big difference.
But I was also taught not to talk like that. I didn't start talking like that till I was older.
I just don't get, how do you get a child in that situation?
Nope.
That
I'm
part.
not doing it.
Yeah,
Nope.
like you can't even reverse engineer that.
I would say this. The mom probably doesn't understand the effect that that's going to have on her child. I think honestly, she's oblivious and she really don't know. Like I think that, and I think that it comes from not being shown, maybe. Like in what place, maybe it's culture, I don't know. And where can you go to where you can see this behavior is like acceptable, or you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I'm 46 years old. I've never seen anything. I've never heard a 10-year-old or a mother's son say that about their mother. Never heard that.
Ever.
Hey, just FYI, I got to roll at 9:30. I got something I got to take care of.
okay. You know, I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Like, one of the things I saw on here that I keep going back to, I'm gonna back it up just a little bit about right here. Because this is the point where Buddy was auctioning his mother off. Okay. Now, at the risk of, I don't want to watch the entire, we don't need to watch the entire video. There's certain segments in this thing that's got a problem by itself. There's some 30-second sound bites in this thing all over the place that make you just look crazy. But
angry.
I want to, angry. But let me capture this part right here real quick again.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is the part
I already know where you're going.
Yeah. Where she said, yeah, we got to see your full body.
Yeah. He's like, look at that beautiful black queen.
Oh my God.
Hold on. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
My goodness gracious.
Hold up. Let me go ahead and play.
Oh, hold on.
No, ma'am. But I want my mama to have a dark-skinned, black, beautiful man, and I want him. He needs to know how to cook and drive and everything. Take me to school every morning, work and stuff like that. Okay.
This is amazing.
Look at that.
This is absolutely amazing.
Look at that.
What you say? You gotta look at that beautiful baby right there.
Yes,
I want to know.
Go back to yourself for 1 second. What are the things this man got to do? You say he got to take you to school every day. Yeah, he got to take me to school. He got to treat me right. He got to buy me like most of the Jordans. It made me looking at fleets. We got to go visit Florida, Jamaica. We got to go visit everywhere. We got to be nice. At least have a little bankroll on them and let me have some of that.
Fam, what's she apologizing for?
I don't know. I understand. I have no problem with a child advocating for their mother and advocating for wanting to have a stable man in the family, a stable man for your mother. No problem with that. To me, it was his delivery and the information that he knew in order to give that delivery. You know what I mean? I mean, he was like his mom's biggest cheerleader. Good. I get all of that. I ain't got no problem with cheering for your mom and wanting something good for your mom. I just think that the system that he's using is jacked up. That's it. I ain't got no problem with him asking his mom. If I was a single father, a single child, I would probably want a dad too. Especially when I go to school every day and I see all these kids that got dads, I would want one too. But I think that, man, I wonder if, no, I ain't gonna say that. I wonder if that's what they pray for at night. Like when they get, I'm not, that's why I didn't want to say it. Because how did he know all of that? Like, look,
he's been praying with his mama.
Because I'm wondering what conversation is taking place for him to receive that information. I know she's not sitting around here like, you need this, you need this. I don't know what scenario. I'm just picturing them. All right, baby, let's go. Let's go say our prayers. All right, repeat after me. Now lay me down to sleep. Yada yada yada. Lord, please bless us with a husband who got a car, who can buy some Jordans. I don't know, but that's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. Is that where I want to see what the conversation looks like, or the space that it looks like when this kid is having a conversation. Chris just make it work because he'd be there silent laughing and you be big laughing.
Hey,
But bro, think about it. Like where is he hearing this stuff from? He's probably around his mom a lot, and he's probably overhearing every conversation that she's having with her friends. Because, like I said, to me, when we first started talking about it, he sounded like one of her friends. There you go. She overshares.
Yep. I think it's a little bit more.
He sounded like a modern woman.
He sounded like her friend. He sounded like his mama's single friends.
Or what I'm going to say is being portrayed in the mainstream media as a modern woman.
Yeah.
That's what he heard. So he figured he'd get on Kendra G's show and repeat the same thing his mama said. But the thing about what his mama said, the dudes that got what he want ain't checking for her. See, here's the part where I wish that we could come. I'm going to say this and then I got to hop off too.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this and I'm going to mean this. The men got the message. We're supposed to be productive. We're supposed to focus on ourselves, quit arguing with women. We're supposed to learn when to lead, but speak up when we got an idea. And we're supposed to leave something bigger than us when we leave. And women want men like that. We got the message. This is what y'all wanted. We're giving it to you. Here's what they didn't factor in. They didn't factor in once we got to where we were supposed to be. And we started doing everything that they said that we needed to do to be better for us to be with them, that we would have other options besides them. They weren't expecting that. We want something now. And what we want is really, really simple. And I think it's so simple that it pisses women off, because it's so simple that you have to add something to it in order for it to be a disagreement.
I'm listening.
at base level, and like I said, it varies per man, but the basis of it is we want something, and we did what they asked us to do to have an opinion and to want something in the first place. Why don't women go to the men that they want and ask them what they want and just give it to them?
Especially if they have the resource that they say that they are entitled to. I ain't gonna even say entitled to because that creates a negative.
No, you're right.
But that is the essence of entitlement. You know what I'm saying? I've always said this, and I'll let you gentlemen go after that. How can you have the least amount of resources and think you can make all the rules?
When you have an entitled mentality,
and when you have an entire government backing you,
Yep.
you have an entire government and media strategy backing you because they know you spend more money than us.
And look,
it's so silly, man. They're being used and they don't even know it, or either they know it and they don't care.
I was man, I ain't gonna talk about it now, but I had a small little conversation with Wall Street Trapper yesterday. Couple minutes.
I saw the selfie.
Yeah,
I saw the selfie.
Yeah, that was pretty decent. Then I had some good conversation with some gentlemen today, and one of the things that we were talking about how is, you know, I've talked about it before. I told Vic before. I know me and Vic didn't talk about this, but there's a shift. There's a shift coming. And I think the men see it, but I'm not sure everybody else see it, right? I think there's a problem with government right now, and I think people are starting to get really been fed up with it, especially with the last two people who were in office.
Yes.
And I think that people are really looking for leadership, and I think more as we start transitioning there, people are going to be looking for more men leadership and for men to be leaders. And I think that's where we're headed at. Just me personally, I've had this thought probably about a year or so, and I think that we're starting to transition. We're going to start really see over the next 3 to 5 to 6 years. I think we're really going to see men's content grow. I think we're going to see a large number of more men being in leadership roles. Well, I mean, we're already in leadership roles, but I think it's going to start swinging the other way, and it's going to be in our favor. And I'm not saying like this ain't a male female type thing. I'm not about that. But I will say that I think that things are starting to shift, and because like what's going to start happening is, you know, as what, you know, Chris kind of talks about it some too, but women want a certain thing, and they're going to get tired of seeing their competition get what they want. So they're going to start, eventually, I think they're going to start competing. I think eventually women are going to start competing. And I think that's a good thing. I think it's going to pay off for them if they do. You know, the women that compete, you know, they usually end up getting what they want because, I mean, let's be real. I mean, if you want to, hey, look, here's some code. You know, what Coach say the other day? Some free chicken. Here's some free chicken, right? If women would do some simple things like lose some weight, take the lashes off, take the hair off. I'm saying, right, if some of them just lose the weight, like the women who decide to lose the weight, they're going to be winning. Like the ones who decide to, I don't want to say conform, but conform to what men really want, them going to be the ones who winning. And if you get in there now and be like, look, I'm going to get this 100 pounds off. You know what I mean? When this thing really hit, you already have your husband.
You already
You already good.
Yeah, you done already been snatched up.
If you listen to this, women, get right, get yourself in on the ground floor early.
And those are to the women, and that's to
it's
the
going
women
to get harder and harder because it's going to be a thing.
And look,
it's going to become harder and harder 6-10 years from now. Yep. You ain't gonna be able to get that interest rate no more. That little young type body you got at 27, ain't going to be the same way at 35. So,
And there isn't a shaming tactic you can use to change that.
Yep. Because like you said, men are fed up, and men just need to keep working on themselves, keep building themselves up, to give them the leverage to be able to pick and choose whatever they want. Because at the end of the day, I get to choose what I purchase, and it's my money. And if I don't want to spend it on your student loans, then I'm not going to. If I want to spend it on me and you go on a vacation instead of your student loans, that's what I'm gonna do. And this ain't even all about that. It's just in general. I'm just speaking about those things because those are things that always are highlighted in social media and then we can easily relate to. And also, it's probably going to trigger some people. So that was part of the thing too.
You did your job.
Hey, this ain't my show, so I can come over here and act the fool.
see, I was just saying that. I was just talking about that.
I'm picking.
Hey, let me tell you,
I don't have to be in behind the stage mode right now. I don't have to watch everything that's going on, so I can just be free to express myself. So.
Yeah, you normally the one that's clicking the buttons. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've been appreciating being able to be on a show and not have to click any buttons. You know what I'm saying? Because you casually
you gotta work now.
Yeah, like you casually reminded me of that responsibility, and thinking about what I was doing in 2019 in order to get myself to be able to have like the content that I already got now, and and I still haven't even really tapped into my full capacity yet, because like it's funny, like we set aside time to do this, but this ain't even the thing that we're good at. This is just the conversation that goes with us, trying to be better at other stuff. That's the funny part. You know what I'm saying? So like, we're not even speaking from no place where, oh, we'd have made it. Like, no, we just discovered different things that are implied tasks for some and new information for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And we should be ashamed to express that, And within that journey, you got to talk about your experiences. So as a man, women are going to be part of your experience.
Yep, absolutely.
So that's why, like, if people are listening and if it comes up, it's about the experience, not necessarily the value of the woman. That's not us to determine the value of the woman. Everybody determines their own value. You know what I'm saying? Because you can make up whatever number you got for yourself. And if that's what you believe, then all things are true.
Yeah. Value comes down to what someone is willing to pay.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If I got a $300,000 house and I live in North Carolina, well, if you're in North Carolina, you like, man, I don't know. And it's worth $275. You ain't gonna pay $300.
No,
not in North Carolina. But here's the deal: if you come from New York or Pennsylvania,
you'll pay it.
You will pay $400,000. You know what I mean? California, exactly. So it's what value is it to the person who's buying it? Yep. So the value of that house is based off the person who's purchasing. And for somebody to live in North Carolina, they like, well, I can get the same house right down the street for $360. Well, I'm gonna pay you $375, or whatever. But the guy in New York, like, man, I just been living in a 2-bedroom house, and my house is worth, $100,000, $1 million. So I'm gonna sell my house and this 2-bedroom, 1,000 square foot house, and I'm gonna move down to North Carolina or Texas, and I'm gonna buy me a $300,000 house, $300,000 house, and I'm gonna spend $400,000
and get more,
and put $600 in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So it's like the value is different, and at the end of the day, your value is what someone's willing to pay. And I would tell you this: the more value a man has, the more he's willing to pay, but the more he's willing to pay for a great product. If a guy have a lot of value, the guy ain't going to buy no BMW and then go buy, I don't want to say buy, but I'm using, so we talking about purchase, and go and propose to a woman who don't have value. So you have to add value. Women have to add value to themselves. If this is if they want to be married, and this is due to
we're only talking about you're only speaking from a perspective of committed relationships and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and if you want to be married, that's it. Yeah. You don't want to be married, and this conversation
this ain't got nothing to do with
like because like when you start being too general, everybody opts for assuming something negative is being discussed.
Mm-hmm.
But the
They
reality
look for the fight.
is that one of the things that I always say about how men and women have disconnected from each other in some degrees when some of these, you know what I'm saying, like hard, prickly topics come up is because everybody communicates, but not everybody connects, right? That's
There
the
you
thought.
go. That's
Okay.
right.
It's because men have dedicated more time to understanding women's language, and women have never tried to understand men's language.
Yeah, because we always chasing them.
Exactly. So, like, we're trying to learn their language. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so we can get what we want.
And then now you 40-some years old. There's a lot of stuff you ain't finna do no more. You know what I'm saying? To gain understanding because you got what you got right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now the pendulum is swinging the other way where they have to learn our language because we don't have to communicate with them to accomplish the things that we've been accomplishing. You know what I'm saying? And that's like the whole tone of my post. Like, you ain't been here to help us fix nothing within our own thing, right? So why, when I know more and I have more resource partners that can answer different questions, help me get things accomplished, willing to trade work, willing to show up, volunteer their time, why do I have to talk to you if I'm not with you? You know what I'm saying? So like I believe that the best way that you move in a relationship when you're an entrepreneur, you got to have somebody who's willing to participate in what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Not just be there, you got to participate. Participation builds cohesion, team unity, and a lot of other things that amount to being on the same sheet of music and being able to speak without being spoken to.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to be so consistent that when you're not there, it says something.
I like it.
When you take it off, it says something. Like, remember when MJ retired?
Yeah.
When he came back, what number was he wearing?
45.
Because he could do that.
Mm-hmm.
He took off the 23 and it was still an issue. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He put on a 4-5 and nobody else been able to wear 45.
Mm-hmm.
Don't nobody even want the number. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Yeah.
shout out to Uncle Junior for committing $20 to the cause. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, man, we got to support each other, brother.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, look, to all of y'all that's on YouTube or
Put
now,
it up there, man, so
look,
they can see it.
Let me go and hit them with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll hit them with it.
Yeah, let me go ahead and do that real quick. See,
I wasn't doing it for that. I was just doing it for you, but since I did, I'm like, man, go ahead and put it up there.
Yeah,
that way
bro,
you can record it later.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to prove all of it.
There you go.
We got to have, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Documentation of the things that we've been working on and accomplishing, because that's the best thing about the internet to me in terms of like what social media fits into it is that it's a tool. We get to determine its value. Just like you said, everybody has to put the work in to determine that value, right? Well, how we use the tool determines what we can work on and what we can accomplish, right?
Yep.
So this is part of adding the value. You know what I'm saying? Taking them extra 10, 15 minutes that you would text or scroll on Facebook, click in and say, you know, let me drop a couple of lines, you know what I'm saying, to give my opinion on something and you know, see how far it goes. Because we don't know what's going to catch somebody's attention.
Yeah.
But if one of us gets the right attention, it benefits all of us.
Yep.
And goes back to these podcasts are more about trading work for me. It's a networking tool at this point. I always talk about trading work, but you got to be good at something in order to have something to trade.
Yep.
So,
gentlemen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I got to roll. I love y'all. See y'all next Tuesday and or Wednesday. Vic, I'm sure we're gonna talk before then. Chris, I'm sure I'm gonna see you on Facebook or something like that. Again, man, I love y'all. Y'all have a great night. But I gotta roll out, man. I gotta do a couple things and call the wife and all of that stuff. So I'll holler.
Hey, love you too, bro. See you later on. Talk to you sooner.
All right, man.
Yes, sir.
Peace out, Chris.
All right. Be cool. I'm about to head out too. I gotta get ready.
Yeah.
I gotta get ready for work in the morning. I'm back to work.
Man, oh man, look, you wanna leave us with some parting words before I let you get out of here, or you feel like you got everything covered today?
I'm just gonna repeat this.
Yeah.
Fellas, if you are watching this, it is okay to ask for help. It does not make you a punk. It does not make you soft. It does not make you. It doesn't make you any of the weak nonsense that mainstream media will put out there. Go seek out. Go. It's okay for you to move with a purpose. Not only is it okay for you to move with a purpose, it's your moral obligation to pursue something purposeful because it ain't about you. Go find out what you're supposed to be doing with your life. Go to the people that are doing it. Ask them what they're doing, and shut up and listen, and we'll flourish. That's really it.
Man, brother, I greatly appreciate you coming on board with Elevated Dialogue in terms of regular, you know what I'm saying, in and out, and just being in the family. I appreciate the impromptu jump in. You know what I'm saying? This is what this podcast is all about. Connecting with people that I interact with on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? And I've been on. What's crazy is that we went from MySpace to Facebook, and a lot of people that had probably had MySpace probably didn't bring nobody with them. You know what I'm saying? So like watching that transition and evolution and having a couple of pages get deleted, you know what I'm saying, for dealing with whatever the social media laws are anyway.
Man, they change.
They change
Ain't
all the
no
time.
telling.
And having a constant dialogue between those people, I feel like it's my obligation to create a space for them. And so they can come participate, support, and you know what I'm saying, and trade work with me. You know what I'm saying? I want to build their brands. I want to give everybody the same opportunity that I wish somebody would have gave me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm trying to be the me that I needed to everyone else. So I greatly appreciate you accepting it. And you know what I'm saying, and dedicating time on your own volition, man. Like I really appreciate that.
I'm humbled. I appreciate y'all letting me in. And like I said, most of the time I'm gonna be a fly on the wall. I'm gonna be a sponge.
Mm-hmm.
So just being a part of this is dope for me. So thank you.
Hey, appreciate you, brother.
All right, man. Y'all be good in the chat. Be good, Vic, man. We'll be in touch.
Absolutely.
All right.
So, hey guys, I greatly appreciate you tuning in, seeing, you know what I'm saying, like different perspectives from some of the people that's in my network, um, participating in the conversation. Shout out to Sam, you know what I'm saying? Hey, get ready to get subscribed. It's going to be a regular thing soon. Shout out to Create. Just got to get going. Located on downtown in Killeen on 1315 North 8th Street. A lot of mixed-use venues and a lot of adult activities going to take place in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Bringing some activities to the community and in an underserved part of town. What else we got going on? We're going to have food. We're going to have this podcast is going to be live in front of an audience. They have brand building opportunities, business showers, a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate those of you that have been committed to following what I got going on and supporting everything that I got. Hey, go on Amazon, look for the code, and go look for the business of me, copy a book, or if you want an autograph, send me $25 via Cash App. Just look at the caption, and I will get it autographed and mailed to you personally. That being said, hey, appreciate you guys for tuning in to Code Talk, and I'm out. What's understood don't need to be said.